Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of technical analysis on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets, and more specifically, we're going to be talking about this consolidation pattern that shows up here on the hourly chart on Bitcoin. Now, in the previous couple of videos, I've talked about this, albeit janky, but still nevertheless present inverse head and shoulders pattern on Bitcoin and what the potential ramifications are of it, but I haven't talked about this consolidation pattern here on Bitcoin and where this may bring Bitcoin. As you can see, Bitcoin is currently below a downtrend of resistance and above an uptrend of support, and over the next 24 to 48 hours or so, those trend lines are going to converge on themselves, and Bitcoin is either going to break bullish above this downtrend of resistance and move to the upside, or it's going to break bearish to the downside below this uptrend of support. Nevertheless, we're going to see some kind of breakout moving into the next couple of days. So I want to do some technical analysis on that in today's video, try and discover which direction Bitcoin is going to break out, if it's even possible for us to predict which direction it will break out. We'll talk about what I mean by that in a second. We'll talk about how to trade it, and we'll also talk about what this means for the actual inverse head and shoulders pattern that Bitcoin has been in here for the last month or so. Anyway, guys, without much further ado, we do have a lot to get into in today's video, so if you enjoyed today's video, definitely consider dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button. Also, make sure you smash that notification bell so you'll be updated every time a new video goes live. But now, actually, without much further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Bitcoin is currently trading just a little over $3,775, around $3,778. And on Coinbase, on Bitfinex is trading just a little over $3,900. There is still that discrepancy between the two exchanges' price action, but overall, across all exchanges, Bitcoin is trading on average around $3,800, as we can see here on CoinMarketCap. Anyway, Bitcoin is down by about 2% over the last 24 hours, and Ethereum is about 1.5% in the green. Both of them having kind of low volume compared to what they've seen over the last couple of months, over the last couple of weeks, really. Bitcoin and Ethereum have had much higher volume, considering Bitcoin broke $6,000 and Ethereum broke some key levels of support. There was a lot more volatility that came back into both of these cryptocurrencies, and of course, as I talked about yesterday, Ethereum has taken back the number 2 spot while I was gone with my internet being down. Anyway, Bitcoin has a daily volume of around $4.5 billion, and Ethereum has a nice comfortable little amount of volume of around $2.7 billion, $2,000 worth of volume on Ethereum. I don't think that's right. Anyway, if we sort by change over the last 24 hours here, we're going to see a couple of big gainers, Repo, Chainlink, and ARK all up in the double-digit green. But overall, the cryptocurrency market is mostly red. It's not a very deep red. As you can see, we don't have any double-digit losers. But we do have KuCoin shares down here down by around 7%. Nothing to really write home about. Overall, the market is just down, probably on average across all cryptocurrencies, about 2%. Nothing really to write home about. Nothing really all that concerning. Anyway, I do believe that's all we wanted to cover on CoinMarketCap, so let's go ahead and get back on in to the technical analysis here on Bitcoin. Now, there's a lot we want to unpack in today's video, and there's something I want to get out of the way first and foremost. This is a very well-developed consolidation pattern. I haven't talked about it on the channel. Of course, I did notice it in my own technical analysis after we had this little peak up here on the 2nd of January. I was doing TA while we were gone, of course. And there's one thing I want to get out of the way first and foremost, and that is that when you are in a consolidation pattern, this deep in a consolidation pattern like this, and you're this close to the climax of that consolidation pattern, that being where the downtrend of resistance crosses the uptrend of support, it gets very hard to do technical analysis on which direction the breakout is going to come from. So I want to make that disclaimer here at the beginning of the video. I'm going to be making a prediction about which direction this is going to break out, but this is like a 51%, 49% prediction, because it is very difficult to predict with a lot of accuracy which direction these will break out. And the reason for that is when you get really close in here to these consolidation patterns, and you see that the range that Bitcoin is able to trade around and still be in this consolidation pattern is this tight. I mean, we're talking about not a very large range, about 1.5% range where Bitcoin can move up and down. It's quite easy for a whale to come in, or even someone that isn't even a whale, maybe a dolphin as you might call them, to come in on low volume hours with thin order books and buy or sell a bunch of Bitcoin and dump Bitcoin below the support or send Bitcoin above the resistance. So technical analysis breaks down a little bit when you get into these periods coming into the end of consolidation patterns, simply because you can get that manipulation coming in. I'm not even saying necessarily that scare quotes manipulation is intentional, but sometimes you do see a breakout of these for reasons other than technical analysis. I want to make that disclaimer, so if I say something and the opposite happens, you guys don't come back and lynch me for it. Anyway, I probably just got demonetized for saying that. Anyway, now let's go ahead and talk about this, because there are two different directions that this can go, and I want to lay out the scenario for both of them and talk about why each case is rather strong, actually. It's going to be difficult to predict which direction this is going to break out, because I think both cases, the bullish case and the bearish case, have a pretty strong argument here. The strong argument for Bitcoin breaking bullish here would, of course, be that this downtrend of resistance is shorter. It has only 2 touches, therefore it is weaker. And also the fact that Bitcoin has just completed an inverse head and shoulders pattern with the shoulder right there, the head right there, and the shoulder right there. Now, like I said in a previous video, Bitcoin's inverse head and shoulders pattern here over the last month and a half or so does look a little wonky. It's not exactly the nicest inverse head and shoulders pattern that anyone has ever seen, but it is nevertheless an IHNS. And what that does normally indicate is that you're about to see some kind of bullish price action. So with that in mind, we would expect Bitcoin to break bullish out of this consolidation pattern and move to the upside. Now, there are still things that would say that Bitcoin is going to break bearish and move to the downside. One of them would be the fact that at the time of recording this video, Bitcoin is trading on this uptrend of support. And of course, whenever you're trading around a level of support or resistance, there is obviously a chance that you're going to break it. So in the couple of hours that it takes for this video to upload, this very well may have broken bearish by the time this video uploads, and Bitcoin may be below this uptrend of support by then. So you have to keep that in mind, that Bitcoin is currently trading on the uptrend of support. And we also have to remember that Bitcoin in this time period, after it broke below $6,000, the overall market sentiment has been rather bearish. Now, Bitcoin was rather bullish for right here, but in general, Bitcoin, one, is still in a bear market. The bear market is not over, and we do still see that there's a lot of bearish sentiment. Now, shorts are going down. Some people are getting more bullish, but overall, people are still more bearish. And if enough people are still bearish, then there's a good chance that we're going to break bearish out of this. If I were to put a prediction on which direction this market was going to break, I'd give it about a 51% likelihood that we break bearish and a 49% likelihood that we break bullish. Now, of course, there's going to be people in the comment section who are like, no, Jeb, it's a 100% chance that Bitcoin is going to break bullish because of this indicator that no one else uses. You're going to have people that say that. But the fact of the matter is, when you get close into these consolidation patterns, a lot of times you have someone come in and dump 500 Bitcoin, drop Bitcoin below uptrend of support on an exchange, and then you have the domino effect and Bitcoin is crashing. We saw something like that happen recently, not recently, but back over here. I believe it was right over here. My market history on the 4-hourly chart, forgive me, isn't all that vivid. But back over here, I believe it was right around here when Bitcoin crashed below $6,800. Let's see if my memory serves me correctly. We'll have to go on the hourly chart. Bitcoin had something similar happen. Well, I can also show you on $6,000. We fell below the $6,000 on the hourly chart, probably because some people got scared and we fell below $6,000, and then that domino effect started. But we also saw a similar thing over here around $6,800, where it looked like Bitcoin was going to hold this market over here, and in one candlestick, we had 3 black crows that pushed us below $6,800, and we continued going down from there in a very, very, very bearish move. Anyway, I feel like that's probably something that's going to happen here. We're going to see some kind of major breakout from someone buying a ton of Bitcoin, someone selling a bunch of Bitcoin and breaking one of these. And that's why it's really hard to predict these, because a lot of times a consolidation pattern that has gotten this close to the end, a lot of times will be broken by someone with a ton of cash or a ton of Bitcoin. Anyway, with that said, if it's so difficult to predict which way this market is going to go, then why did I even make this video? What's even the point of you guys watching this video? Well, there's one thing I wanted to talk about that is actually the most important part of this video, because what I like to do with these videos is I like to apply lessons that I can teach you guys about technical analysis onto the current market while I'm also doing my technical analysis on that market, so that you guys will have a good understanding of where the market currently is, where it might be going, and also be learning something about TA along the way. And there's one thing that I like to teach every time that a consolidation pattern comes up, and that's how to trade them. Now, there's a very, very simple way to trade consolidation patterns that protects you whether or not Bitcoin breaks bullish or breaks bearish. It's very simple, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing that you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to prepare yourself for both scenarios. Now, you're not really going to be able to watch the market 24/7. You're not going to want to just sit here with Bitcoin on a second monitor over there, like it's on my second monitor right now. You don't really want to do that. Just have Bitcoin sitting over there and watch it for the next 48 hours. So what you can do is you can put some buy orders, you can put some, you can put some buy orders, for example. You can put some buy orders up here around $3,900. And before I get into this, I should make a disclaimer. I'm not telling you to buy here. I never tell anyone where to buy or where to sell. I'm giving you an example of something that you might do here. What you might do on a consolidation pattern like this, in this scenario, you might put a buy order up here at $3,900. So you catch Bitcoin. If it starts to break out, it'll go through your buy order. It'll trigger your buy order. And then after you buy it, hopefully you'll see it and you can sell it up here at a profit. That's one thing you can do. And after you buy it, you can also put a stop loss back down here so that, for example, if Bitcoin goes back below this downtrend of resistance, then you get stopped out and you sell that position, hopefully only losing 1% or so, but also protecting yourself, maybe 2 or 3% just because of the size of this consolidation pattern. And you can also do the same thing on the bearish side. If Bitcoin breaks bearish, then you can have a short position be open down here and catch Bitcoin Bitcoin as it starts going through it. You open that short right there, and then you close it down here for a profit. And it doesn't really matter which direction Bitcoin's breaks because you can make a profit doing either. I've done that a lot, and you can make a lot of money doing that because you don't really need to decide on which direction the market's going to go. You just need to wait for that breakout. If you can catch it, then great, then you're there to deal with it. But if not, then you already have your orders placed on exchange that will be fulfilled when Bitcoin goes through one of them. And that's a really good way to set up a trade, in my opinion. There's a lot of money to be made in consolidation patterns. You can make a ton of money, but you have to be careful because when there is an opportunity to make a lot of money, there's also oftentimes an opportunity to lose a lot of money. So be careful with that, of course. I hope this guys helped you guys. I hope this helped you guys in understanding how you're supposed to go about trading consolidation patterns. I really don't recommend buying into Bitcoin before this breakout. A lot of times, especially when you're this close into the end of a consolidation pattern, do not buy in right here because you don't know which direction this is going to break. 99% of the technical indicators I look at could say that Bitcoin's going to go bullish, and then someone comes in and dumps 500 Bitcoin, and Bitcoin goes bearish. Technical analysis does have its limitations, although it is extremely powerful and very, very useful for reading chart patterns. So keep that in mind. I wouldn't be buying Bitcoin just yet. Wait for the breakout, then buy in after you get the breakout confirmed, especially if you have a big volume candlestick come in. If you have like one of these volume candlesticks, like that one, or that one, or that one, then that is a really good confirmation of an actual breakout of the consolidation pattern. Anyway, guys, I do hope that helped you. I do try to teach technical analysis on these videos, but of course, I can't teach everything in the 15 or 20 minutes that I have here on YouTube every single day, which is why I created the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. And the reason I'm bringing this up, guys, is because for the remainder of today, there's a 20% off code called Bitcoin10 in the description down below. You can use that code at checkout and get 20% off of the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy to celebrate Bitcoin turning 10 years old yesterday. Guys, as I tell people all the time when I talk about CT2A, the course price with that code is $119.20. If you get in the course and you go through the 6 hours of content that we have there and you don't use the refund policy that I think is very fair, you can see what it is on the frequently asked questions page at the link in the description. If you go through the course and you learn one lesson that allows you to make one good trade that makes you more than $120 because you traded with a couple $1,000s and you made a 5% gain or whatever you did, then you've already made back the money that you put into the course, and you're also helping to support the channel and helping me to continue making these videos free here on YouTube. So guys, if you're interested in learning how to do technical analysis, check the link in the description. See if you like what there is to offer. You can see every single title of every single video in the course before you jump in. You should check out how to plan and execute profitable trades. That's about a 30-minute video, and that's a really good video. That was actually a video requested by one of the people in the course, and I went ahead and made it for them. So that's one of my favorite videos in the course. You can check that out in the link in the description down below. Like I said, that code's only going to last through the end of today. It'll end at midnight Eastern Standard Time. But that is basically going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, definitely consider dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button, and tell me in the comment section down below which direction you think Bitcoin is going to break out here. Is Bitcoin about to break bullish and go to the upside and follow through with this inverse head and shoulders pattern, or is Bitcoin about to break to the downside and continue down here, perhaps to a double bottom around $3,150 or so? Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.